Money can buy happiness, but not in the way people usually think. Most of us grow up hearing that money does not matter, that happiness comes from within, or that chasing wealth is shallow. At the same time, we live in a world where rent, groceries, healthcare, transportation, and time itself are all tied directly to money. So when people say money cannot buy happiness, it often feels disconnected from daily life. The truth is more nuanced. Money does not create happiness out of nothing, but it can remove many of the conditions that make happiness difficult to access in the first place. One of the clearest ways money affects happiness is through stress reduction. Financial stress is rarely dramatic, it is usually constant. It shows up as low-level anxiety in the background of everyday life. Checking your bank balance before small purchases, worrying about unexpected bills, delaying medical or dental care, avoiding social plans because of cost. Even on good days, that pressure does not fully disappear. For someone living paycheck to paycheck, an unexpected expense is not just inconvenient, it is destabilizing. A car repair, a medical bill, or a sudden reduction in work hours can quickly turn into panic. Having enough money to absorb those shocks does not automatically make someone joyful, but it removes fear. And the absence of fear is often what allows happiness to surface. Money also buys time, and time plays a much larger role in well-being than most people realize.
Freedom. Freedom is really about independence, and that if we are constantly in pursuit of wealth, well then we are not truly free or independent.
When money is tight, time is often the first thing sacrificed. People work longer hours, take on extra shifts, commute farther, or juggle multiple responsibilities just to stay afloat. Over time, exhaustion becomes normal. With more financial flexibility, time becomes negotiable. More income can mean fewer hours worked, the ability to decline overtime, or the freedom to take time off without panic. That extra time does not guarantee happiness, but it creates space for sleep, relationships, and mental recovery.
The way that actually works. Money will allow you to alleviate many sources of unhappiness at low levels.
Okay.
Happiness and unhappiness are not opposites. They're actually they're mediated by different hemispheres of the brain. So your unhappy affect, moods, emotions, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness, this is largely in the right side of your brain.
Okay.
The left side of your brain is the joy, the interest, the surprise, all those nice things. The left side of your brain. They're not opposites, and you have them.
These are not luxuries. They are foundations of a stable life. Money also affects happiness through choice. Imagine choosing where to live based entirely on affordability versus choosing based on safety, commute, or quality of life. Or accepting a job because it pays enough to survive versus choosing work that better aligns with your skills or values. Financial stability expands the range of options available. That sense of control, even more than income itself, is strongly linked to psychological well-being. When people feel trapped, it is often not because they lack ambition, but because their choices are constrained by financial pressure. Money does not need to buy happiness directly to matter. It simply needs to restore a sense of agency. However, money's ability to improve happiness has limits. Research consistently shows that once basic needs are met and a reasonable level of comfort is reached, additional income produces diminishing returns in day-to-day emotional well-being.
You need to make at least $75,000 a year to gain some level of baseline fulfillment or happiness, and then anything beyond that, it doesn't have a whole lot of effect.
Really diminishing returns.
The difference between insecurity and stability matters far more than the difference between comfort and luxury. How money is used also matters. Spending money to reduce friction often improves quality of life in lasting ways. Shortening a long commute, accessing better health care, hiring childcare, or creating more flexibility in daily routines can meaningfully reduce stress. These uses of money tend to support well-being because they protect time and energy. By contrast, spending money to impress others often produces the opposite effect. A more expensive car, a larger home than necessary, constant upgrades, or a lifestyle designed to signal success can quietly increase pressure. Income rises, but expectations rise with it. Relief fades, and stress returns. Money also cannot replace meaning, relationships, or health. Someone can be financially secure and still feel disconnected or burned out. Money can support therapy, access to care, healthier food, or time to rest. But it cannot substitute for connection, purpose, or belonging. Another overlooked aspect is how money shapes long-term peace of mind through saving and compounding. While money spent on status often increases pressure, money set aside for the future can quietly reduce it. Savings do not create excitement, but they create margin. Compound interest works slowly, but over time it provides a sense of momentum and security that day-to-day spending never does.
Let's say you invest $1,000 at an interest rate of 8%. Your initial investment would earn you $80 after 1 year. If you compounded your total of $1,080 at 8% interest the next year, you would now earn $86.4. You've earned money on your initial investment as well as the interest you earned on the principal. An investment compounded over time gains interest not only from the original investment, but also from the interest generated on top of the original investment.
Knowing that your money is growing in the background, that future needs are being accounted for, and that small decisions today support stability, tomorrow can significantly reduce anxiety. Wealth built gradually through patience and compounding does not usually feel dramatic, but it often feels calming. So the real question is not whether money buys happiness. The question is what role money is playing in someone's life. When money reduces uncertainty, protects time, expands choice, and builds long-term stability, it can meaningfully improve well-being. When it becomes a measure of self-worth or a tool for comparison, it often increases anxiety instead. Money does not buy happiness directly. It buys stability, and stability creates the conditions where happiness becomes possible.